inflicted wound. The FBI's Joseph Rothrock.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
This needs to stop. Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott McFarland.
There is significant concern that there are vulnerabilities at federal buildings that simply can't be patched over right now with the current manpower and with the amount of money that's given to federal security.
Ukraine's President Zelensky told the UN General Assembly this morning that action has to be taken to stop Russia now because Vladimir Putin wants to expand war in Europe.
The facts are simple. Stopping this war now, and with it, the global arms race is cheaper than building underground kindergartens or massive bunkers for critical infrastructure later.
In his UN speech, Iran's president blasted Israeli and U.S. attacks in June, saying they inflicted a grievous blow on international trust and prospects for peace in the region. Correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti has more on Jimmy Kimmel's first night back on TV after a suspension.
Greeted by chants and a lengthy standing ovation, it was a triumphant return for late-night host Jimmy Kimmel.
I'm happy to be here tonight with you.
An emotional Kimmel took the stage for the first time since his nearly week-long suspension following comments he made about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
That it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
On the Health Watch today, doctors are hailing a new gene therapy that's the first successful treatment for Huntington's disease.
Jack May Davis watched his father die from Huntington's disease and carries the gene himself, but a new gene therapy gives him hope.
It does make the future seem a little bit brighter.
Huntington's disease kills brain cells, and it's normally fatal within 2 decades. But researchers say a new gene therapy treatment slowed the illness in 75% of patients, infusing a new piece of DNA which turns neurons into a factory that permanently reduces a toxic protein in the brain. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 161 points. The S&P and NASDAQ are trading lower. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Mariners with their eyes on the AL West title. The story coming up at first. KIRO Newsradio traffic. Earlier problems have you crawling from Everett to Seattle. That's due to a fatal crash investigation. Travel time an hour and 47 minutes on I-5 southbound. 2 lanes are closed on northbound 167 near Ellingson, where a truck hit an overpass. This is near the King-Pierce County border. You're backed up from Pacific to the Puyallup River. And construction as you slow on the I-90 bridge eastbound. Traffic brought to you by Washington 811. If you're digging in your yard, you are legally required to call 811 to avoid damaging utility lines. Call or go to digsafewad.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A University of Washington student is in custody, accused of firing this shot caught on surveillance. He wounded a Washington State football player in Pullman. The mother of the UW student tells KIRO 7 TV the shooting was self-defense when her son and his cousin were attacked at a party.
Why did this happen? That's the scary thing. Why? It didn't take all you guys to beat my son damn near to death.
Her son faces assault charges. The football player is recovering. A major drug bust in Lewis County as federal agents and local cops raid a so-called circus house.
Centralia police say the circus house is a crime hotspot. Over the years, a history of felony assaults, overdoses, and even 4 fatal train versus pedestrian accidents. Last week, officers say they spotted marijuana plants on the property, triggering a federal task force investigation. Tuesday morning, agents say they seized 25 marijuana plants, 3 pounds of processed pot, meth, fentanyl, and drug paraphernalia. 14 people were arrested. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Quinceañera dress shops across western Washington are on high alert after a string of coordinated thefts. Everett police say groups of women have been targeting stores in Everett, Burien, and Tacoma, walking out with thousands of dollars worth of gowns and accessories. Shop worker Ellie Vasquez tells KIRO 7 TV.
I work 3 jobs to put myself through school to help the business go through, and these people are just showing up to steal. It's really disappointing.
At least 5 stores have been targeted. A cougar sighting near 2 Gig Harbor schools put students on modified lockdown. It happened yesterday. The Peninsula School District tells the News Tribune that the animal was spotted near Kopachuk Middle and Voyager Elementary. Classes continued as normal. The Mariners clinch a wild card spot.
The Mariners will play in October. The Mariners are going to the postseason.
And if they win tonight or the Astros lose, they will win the AL West title for the first time since 2001. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman is talking with fans.
Just friggin' amazing. And we just saw anything happen right out there.
And they say that feeling isn't going anywhere. Although there have been some rough patches this season.
It's really rough to be a Mariners fan sometimes.
Fans are seizing this moment, as many of them believe this team has plenty left to play for.
The M's take on the Colorado Rockies in Seattle tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the mid-70s. It's 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, September 24th. Appreciate you guys hanging out with the Gee and Ursula Show. If you're new to the show, where you been? Thanks for joining us. And always welcome back to the crew that always comes in every morning. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning. You know, after the president's announcement yesterday about acetaminophen and a potential link to autism, Gee, you shared a simple message on your Facebook page and now our Facebook page that was meant to comfort families raising kids on the spectrum or people who are living with autism today. And I was so touched with the response. And coming up at 9:30, we're going to share some of those beautiful, heartfelt reactions that poured in. And I just want to say thank you for doing that again.
Yep. And at 9:30, I'll share with you, I made the post in the parking lot before I left. And I'll share with you why I did it. I'll be honest
and
with you.
I haven't heard this.
Yeah, the reason why I did it. And, and I'll explain my mood that I got in yesterday during the show. So, yeah.
Okay, so we look forward to that coming up at 9:30. As always, we invite you to join us on our KIRO News Radio text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
You got some good news for us?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Bathfitter Northwest.
They did it. Our Seattle Mariners are playing baseball in October.
Ball game! You can forget about next year. The Mariners are going to the playoffs.
So they were down 3-1 against the Rockies, just 6 outs left. It looked like things might slip away, but with the bases loaded in the 8th inning, Josh Naylor stepped up and crushed a double into the gap, clearing the bases and flipping the game. And that 3-run shot gave Seattle the lead. Andres Munoz closed it out for his 38th save. Final score 4-3. And in case you missed it, Cal Raleigh showed about the most emotion I've ever seen, and he told a stadium full of fans and a live TV audience that the Mariners want a World Series win.
Like you said, we love you. Might as well go win the whole thing.
Whoops.
We do love Cal Raleigh. We apologize for his excitement.
Gotta love it when it's on live TV. The excitement continued, though, in the clubhouse with manager Dan Wilson getting a champagne shower.
Talk about it in spring training. It's a journey up the mountain. We're now one of those teams that earns the privilege to finish the course all the way to the top, boys. And it starts tomorrow. Let's go!
Oh. Okay, with that win, the M's officially clinch a playoff berth, their first since 2022. And they're not done. Of course, the division is still within reach. One more win or an Astros loss, and they lock up the AL West crown.
So, Ursula, let me paint the scene for you.
Uh-huh.
I was there.
there.
I was in the stadium. I was right there. Behind home plate. The Mariners are down 3-1 to the Rockies right now. Boom, they get up. Boom, they hit a batter. They hit another batter. They walk a batter. It's bases loaded, right? Bases are loaded. Josh Naylor is up. I got my phone in my hand, Ursula. I got my phone in my hand. Having this moment right here. Okay, boom. Okay, boom.
Like,
boom. Here we go. Boom. Oh, yeah. I got it. To deep to center field. It's going to be a double. One scores. The next scores. The third one scores. Oh, I got the crowd. I got high five from people around me. We're all getting into the moment. I look down. I look at my phone, and I go to stop it. I didn't press record. And the thing is, so I want to talk to my brothers and sisters out there. Have you ever had that moment with your phone that you said to yourself, self, am I this damn old? Am I this old to have that moment?
Has nothing to do with age.
So I'm telling y'all right now, that moment, I thought, I got it all. I got it captured. I can't wait to Chef and Ursula and Nick. I had history right there, and I didn't press record. Text in right now. Tell us about a moment that you didn't press record. I know you got a moment.
Reporting days, I had a few of those moments. Great interview. Look it down. Oh, it didn't get recorded. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry that happened to you. But, here's what no one can take away from you.
What's that?
You were there. All the fans who were there.
Y'all don't know I was there. I don't have no
What better case for just living in the moment and keeping the phone out of your hand?
Yes. She thought he was going to have that viral clip.
Oh man, I thought I had it. Look, some of y'all lied. I know y'all didn't have that moment. But what else you got, Ursula?
Well, as you know, Jimmy Kimmel is back on late night TV after nearly a week-long suspension, but you couldn't watch him in Seattle unless you went online. So if you missed it, he opened with an emotional monologue.
You understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever.
He also said, Gee, that he was overwhelmed by all the support he's gotten. He even mentioned an old boss at KZOK here in Seattle.
It's been overwhelming. I've heard from a lot of people over the last 6 days. I've heard from all the people in the world over the last 6 days. Everyone I have ever met has reached out 10 or 11 times. Weird characters from my past. The guy who fired me from my first radio job in Seattle, where we are not airing tonight, by the way. Sorry, Seattle. His name is Larry. In 1989, Larry tried to force me to do a bit called Jokes for Donuts, where people would call in with a joke and I would give them donuts. I refused to do it, and then I made a lot of fun of Larry for suggesting it, and eventually Larry fired me, and I had to move back in with my parents. But even he wrote in to cheer me up. Thank you, Larry, and I want to thank everyone who checked in.
I only have one other clip that I was going to play for you, but I want to hear your thoughts because I know you watched it, or at least watched excerpts of it.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. No, I got to watch. I watched the whole thing, and I thought that Jimmy Kimmel was good at what he did. I thought that he was very sincere. I thought he was empathetic. I thought he was, is interesting. I remember, it reminds me, Ursula, Chef goes to church often, but back in the day when I used to go to church often, they used to, like, sometimes they would always say, like, oh, somebody wouldn't go to church because they didn't have a suit, right? They're like, hey, I don't know what to wear. And then there's this saying in the church, and Chef knows this, come as you are, right? Like, come as you are, because in the church there's no judgment, right? Like, there's no judgment, there's forgiving and all those things. I'm just confused these days, Ursula. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really confused because I don't feel that same energy of come as you are type thing. I don't feel that because no matter what, I still believe that there's still not enough. Like, I believe that hearing Jimmy Kimmel, for some, get on there and say that, there are still some that would like to see bad happen to him. You see what I'm saying? When you go on Twitter and then, or X that is, and you look on social media, and you see what was said. And what was said by the president, he says, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Now,
something did happen.
Yeah, something did happen.
Disney lost. What was it? I mean, I think it was over $4 billion in value.
But the the government,
that's
the White House, the president is doing this. And what happens is, Ursula, it has all of us fighting, right? It has all of us like, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, for the record, I never liked Jimmy Kimmel. I never watched nothing of Jimmy Kimmel. As a matter of fact, I'm keeping it a buck with y'all. Last night when I watched that whole thing, that was the first time I'd ever watched anything Jimmy Kimmel.
This is the guy that got on TV for his first TV job with The Man Show, which featured women in bikinis jumping on trampolines.
I didn't like him, but I tell you what you guys have done now. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel is going to be big time. He's and Jimmy Kimmel will be in a situation where his next contract will probably be away from network TV. His next contract might be in a streaming service, and it's going to be huge.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. So a couple of things. One is that I think people are still having a hard time distinguishing, well, why is this one different from when Roseanne or Tucker Carlson was taken off the air? And again, the difference is whether it is a private business making a decision, which, you know what, Sinclair and Nexstar have every right to do what they want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
You either it's going to be a great business decision for you or not a great business decision. The issue was the FCC, the Trump-appointed FCC chair, basically threatening and putting regulatory pressure on the company. That's the issue. That is my main issue. But I want to say that Kimmel also said that it moved him that even people who aren't fans of his comedy still defended his right to speak.
I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. People who I never would have imagined, like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, Candace Owens, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz, who, believe it or not, said something very beautiful on my behalf.
I hate what Jimmy Kimmel said. I am thrilled that he was fired.
Oh, wait, no, not that. The other part.
But let me tell you, if the government gets in the business of saying, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like, that will end up bad for conservatives.
I don't think I've ever said this before, but Ted Cruz is right. He's absolutely right.
And that was the point. Again, no one wants the federal government to use the power of the federal government's resources to go after people who they just don't like or that their political values don't align. I mean, neither side should want that. The other thing I was going to mention is 8 million people have viewed that episode on YouTube alone. And the show typically has 1.8 million viewers per night. And then the monologue has also racked up more than 15 million views all across social media platforms.
Now,
So
okay.
I don't know if it's going to
All right.
sustain.
Wait, before you go.
Yes.
I know you're not going to answer this. What do you think Sinclair is going to end up doing? They've made the decision. He can't come on our airwaves until he does these lists of demands. If you were to predict right now, do you think Sinclair stays with this decision all the way through?
No. And the reason I say that, and I think they're going to find a way, because now people are going after Sinclair's advertisers. And I'm seeing that as a mounting campaign. And I'm going to guess that they're going to kind of come up with some kind of way to save face.
Okay.
And also bring back the show, which, again, I don't dispute when people say it wasn't getting great ratings, but it was getting better ratings than, Family Feud in the middle of the night or whatever it is. So, okay.
Which family? Not the Family Feud with Richard Dawson. Let me tell you something. Family Feud with Richard Dawson, y'all. That dude's off the hook.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go on to, because former Seahawks cornerback Richard Sherman is getting another chance. A King County judge says he can avoid criminal prosecution in his second DUI case, but only if he does a 2-year treatment program and stays away from booze, marijuana, and non-prescription drugs. He was pulled over in February of last year for speeding and swerving on 405, and then a blood test later showed that his alcohol level was 0.11 over the legal limit. And prosecutors filed DUI charges in June. Sherman's attorney says this isn't technically an alcoholism program, but it is comprehensive, and if he finishes it successfully, the charges will eventually be dismissed. Prosecutors want to say, wait, he's not getting special treatment. They say the state doesn't decide who gets the option. It is written into Washington law. But as you know, this is not the first time he's been in trouble. In 2021, he crashed his SUV in a construction zone on the east side. He then tried to force his way into his in-laws' home. Police say he was intoxicated and combative. He ultimately pled guilty to negligent driving and criminal trespass, which are both misdemeanors. Admitted to speeding through that construction area. He was put under court supervision for 2 years and ordered to attend a DUI victim panel. Did he get special treatment, in your opinion?
Let me just say this again. The criminal justice system cares more about the rich and guilty than the innocent and poor. Right now, today, we have an adjudicated sexual abuser that's in the White House. Richard Sherman got a deferred sentence for his DUI. So, yes, in the court of law, a lot of times, money talks.
Here's the thing that I'm just shocked that here in our state, a first DUI will only mean fines, license suspension, 24 hours in jail, potentially. A second and third within 7 years brings much harsher penalties, but you have to have a fourth DUI in 10 years before it becomes a felony. I just don't think that's tough enough. And I would love to hear what you think. Because in Arizona, a first-time DUI comes with a mandatory minimum of 10 days in jail, thousands of dollars in fines, and then the repeat offenses escalate quickly. A third DUI in 7 years is a felony. I would love to.
We just tried to get the limit, the BAC, from 0.08 to 0.05, and that keeps getting voted down.
I know, and you're a proponent of it. So I'd love to hear what you all think. 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Coming up at 9:47, 1/3 of this company, parts of their company, they're being furloughed. We'll tell you who that is at 9:47. But up next, I wrote a post on the good old Facebook yesterday, shared it on the Gee and Ursula Show, and it was something that was on my heart, and so Ursula wants to talk about it. We're talking about it next. Gee and Ursula.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 38, Max Strong, fullback. Certainly one of the great Seahawks of all time. Selfless player, leader on that offense, played special teams, and was a great receiver out of the backfield.
The Hawks aim for their third straight win, playing under the Thursday night lights in Arizona against the division rival Cardinals. Kickoff 5:15, pregame at 2.
Right here on KIRO Newsradio on 97.3 FM.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Albertsons, or Town and Country markets. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to health choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait. Whatever age you are, and that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine, and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. In court documents obtained by KIRO 7 TV, the U.S. Marshal Service is saying that Travis Decker is dead, citing DNA found on clothing recently recovered near Leavenworth. However, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is saying the U.S. Marshals, quote, jumped the gun, unquote. We are reaching out to the sheriff for clarification. Decker is accused of murdering his 3 young daughters. Gunfire at an ICE facility in Dallas today. Police Chief Daniel Como.
We had 4 individuals that were shot. 2 of them deceased, including the shooter. The DPD was able to locate the shooter, who was deceased.
No officers were injured. The FBI says rounds found near the shooter were marked with messages he described as anti-ICE in nature. Jimmy Kimmel delivered his first monologue since being suspended for comments he made about the Republican response to the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
You understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
In a social media post, President Trump said he was surprised Kimmel's back, saying the White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. While the economy was a strength for the president in his first term, things have apparently changed. CBS's Stacey Lynn explains.
During President Trump's first term, the economy was what drove up his approval numbers the most. But according to a new AP NORC poll, his approval is now relatively low on the economy at just 37%.
There's concern over the long-term impact of his tariff policies. Washington State is taking in less money than it used to. The latest revenue forecast shows a $903 million drop through 2029.
That drop is since the previous forecast back in June. Dave Reich is the state's chief economist.
Generally, as we've been saying for a while, the U.S. and Washington economies continue to transition to slower growth. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington.
The forecast helps shape the state budget, and officials say they're watching closely as Governor Ferguson's team prepares a supplemental proposal. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell's proposing an $8.9 billion budget for 2026. It avoids layoffs and leaves the city's rainy day fund untouched, but it does raise taxes, including raising the sales tax by 0.1%. The sales tax in Seattle is already at more than 10%. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 92 points, NASDAQ off 109. KIRO News Radio traffic, still trying to get your Everett to Seattle commute back on track after an earlier fatal crash investigation. Travel time's about an hour and a half, 40 longer than typical. 2 lanes are closed on northbound 167 near Ellingson, where a truck hit an overpass. This is near the King-Pierce County border. You're backed up from Pacific to the Puyallup River. Construction has you slow on the I-90 bridge eastbound. Traffic brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue, prosculpt.com. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the mid-70s. It's 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It was sometime, was it yesterday afternoon or last night, that I finally got back on Facebook and saw a post that you made, and it actually brought tears to my eyes. because of how heartfelt it was, and then the responses and people sharing their stories. And
you want me to read the
Yes,
post?
I would love for you to
Okay.
read what you put down.
Let me take a moment to speak love and truth into this. To my brothers and sisters on the spectrum, and to the families who walk beside them every day, you are not broken. You are not less. You are different, and that difference is a gift. Autism isn't a defect. It's a dimension of humanity. Believe that. Families, I see your patience, your sacrifices, and your loud prayers. You are building bridges of understanding that the world desperately needs. And to those living with autism, your perspective, your brilliance, your honesty, your way of seeing life, it expands us. So don't let some folks' ignorance write your story. We continue to learn more because of you.
And so I want to know the backstory because I don't know it and you didn't share it. I just thought it was a beautiful thing. Like, what prompted that?
Okay, so yesterday we had Dr. Terry on, and she was helping us understand, in the medical field, how nuanced it can be with science and things, and we're talking about that. And during that time, we were getting text messages, and I had been looking at social media, and people have been saying like awful things about moms of autistic children and autistic children, and it happens because
So
of
much
this.
blame
And you've
and
said
stigma.
that, and so if you remember, and you can tell our listeners this, I was in a bad mood after that.
You were.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have worked long enough together, and I know you well enough. It's like it was just like it had taken the wind out of your sails.
Sure. I remember, and we've been doing a show a long time, I've told you my experience. I told you that at St. Martin de Porres, when I was in second and third grade, I remember like it was yesterday. We kids would get to school at a certain time. Well, we had cubicles, little trailers, portable trailers outside that then all of a sudden there'd be another school bus that would show up. And then it would be a bunch of kids that would come in that were special needs, right? And in the 80s, we didn't call them special needs.
Oh, I know.
Okay? And so I remember when they would come, what the kids would say about them as they would come in, right? I remember things like, I remember looking, it was this one kid who was just like really big, and I was scared of him, right? Because I remember that like it was yesterday, I can still see it. I look at all of the information that we've had from that time until now in 2025. We talk about it different. We don't say the R word, even though some do still say that R word, which is nasty and disgusting when you do. We say special needs. We actually talk about and understand those that are sometimes on the spectrum. We understand all of those things. And it felt like yesterday, all of the stuff that we've done and talked about over the years, we just want to throw it all away. We just want to just pretend like all of the work and the efforts and the teachers and all of this stuff. And it's just, and because of politics are the reasons why we're just like, whew, forget it, throw it all away. Let's Tylenol this and this will happen and all of this stuff. And so I just felt it on my heart to do it.
And Tylenol without the evidence to back it up. I mean, that was the biggest issue. There are still studies ongoing, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I wanted to share some of the stories that were shared on, in case you are not on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, but I would suggest you get on there. Robbins shared that as the parent of my only child who is severely on the spectrum, I am crushed that they belittle all the studies that have been done and the time, effort, work, and constant love that committed parents put into their children. I did it as a single parent because his father thought it was just too hard. Well, life is hard, so we love harder. She says RFK's grandmother Rose, who championed those with special needs, would be rolling in her grave. And then there was Catherine, who said, thank you so much for your kind words. My spouse is on the spectrum, and 2025 has been especially difficult. He tends to slip into being nonverbal under stress, and this can make communication difficult. But over the years, we've adapted our own ways of communicating, and he is a gentle, quiet, and loving person. My grandchild loves the fact that they're both into dinosaurs and anime, and we just don't see our lives as the tragedy that the administration is trying to paint autistic life as. Do we all need understanding and support across the entire spectrum? Yes, of course we do. Keep up the good fight. And do you want to share any of the other ones? Okay, and then Rebecca says, thank you. As someone who lives this every day and advocates for my son daily, I can say he and others on the spectrum embody joy and honesty and the purest of hearts. The resilience has changed me, and because of my son, I want to be more like that. He's given me a new perspective on the world and even on my own struggles. I have walked with him through some of the hardest moments in his 16 years, yet he continues to shine and smile through it all. He truly is a heart and world changer. So thank you for posting this. Sometimes the ignorance and negative messages I receive take a real toll. It feels so good to be seen and for my son to be seen for the beautiful human that he is.
And she posted a picture. And that's
and I told you when I called you this morning, I was like, oh my gosh. These pictures.
People were hitting me up on Twitter, on X, with pictures, Chef.
I got to weigh in on this because the attitudes, those past attitudes had real impacts. Both my younger brother, Matthew, and an uncle that I didn't know about until I was 10 years old were severely developmentally disabled. And when he was growing up, my uncle, the attitude was that if your child was disabled, and this is coming from doctors, it was something that the mom did. And that crushed my grandma. I can't get into specifics, but it impacted her life in dramatic ways. Stigma and
bringing tears to your eyes today.
The ostracizing of those people who are simply different continues. I remember being very young. My uncle was he was put in an institution. My younger brother wasn't. And I remember my grandma asking me, wouldn't it just be easier if, Matthew wasn't living with you and he was put somewhere else? Aww. And to bring back those attitudes of stigma and of judgment, it's heartbreaking to me because there are so many families out there who are fighting for their, brothers, sisters, daughters, whatever. And all of those people are a part of our community. And we are better for it. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate all of you sharing your messages on Facebook.
For sure. And please continue to do so. Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, also on Gee's personal page. The messages are so uplifting. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Coming up next, we have more of the Gee and Ursula Show and how one company just laid off a third of their employees. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company to call, Valentine Roofing. Hey, it's Jake Skorheim, and when I needed my roof fixed, Valentine Roofing went the extra mile to get there fast. They got my roof looking like new again. The scheduling was seamless and easy. Even though I couldn't be there, they still got the job done and sent me all the details with a link to pictures and video from the service. And let me tell you, if your roof or gutters are not fall ready, if those asphalt shingles are cracking and breaking down from years of moss, which is what happened on my roof, if your gutters are sagging, clogged, or pulling away, you should do what I did and call Valentine Roofing. Don't trust your home to anyone else. Those leaves, needles, and branches will fall, and the rain will come. But fortunately, Valentine makes knocking out that fall checklist stress-free. They'll even insulate your attic and clean the exterior of your home. And with zero-down financing for most projects, you can get the work done now and pay over time. This fall, give your home the Valentine it deserves. Check them out online at valentineroof.com or call 206-ROOFING and get your free estimate today. That's 206-ROOFING.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Hey, we got a packed show today. We got a lot of guests coming on at 11 o'clock. Angela Poe Russell, she was one of the 2 moderators for last night's mayoral debate. That whole thing, you had Bruce Harrell versus Katie Wilson. She'll come in to talk about that. At 10 o'clock, Uncle John Urquhart, former King County Sheriff, will join the Gee and Ursula Show as well. But right now, we do need to talk about Spirit Airlines. Ursula, when you get ready to fly, are you flying Spirit?
I have flown it, but I am not. My upcoming trip this weekend is Delta.
Do you plan to fly Spirit soon?
I would have to do it soon because they're in trouble, right?
Oh, right. The budget carrier, which has already filed for bankruptcy twice this year, just announced that it's furloughing about a third of its flight attendants. That's 1,800 people out of the workforce of the 5,000. They say it's about aligning staffing with demand, but let's be real here. This is Spirit. This is the airline where you pay extra just to bring a bag where the seats barely recline there. And now, where even the flight attendants aren't sure if they'll still have a job come this December, the company blames low demand for cheap, no-frills travel because Americans who can still afford to fly are demanding something better. Imagine that. People wanting more than a cramped seat and a $9 can of soda. So first, let's talk about that. Ursula, when you hear the news that they are laying off, Spirit Airlines is laying off a third of their flight attendants, your thoughts?
Well, it's not a surprise to me because if you look at it, that airline has lost more than $2.5 billion just since the start of 2020. You mentioned that people are losing their appetite for the low-frill airlines. Why are they doing that? Because they realize that after you add in all the additional charges, it's no longer a budget thing. Mm-hmm. It's just a pain in the neck, and what you thought you were going to pay is not what you're ultimately paying in the end. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like you feel like it's a major hassle for not great service.
Right.
I feel horrible for those who are going to be losing their jobs. Right. But as you mentioned, at a time when more and more people, as much as the economy is not that great, there are people who are traveling regardless of whatever is happening in the economy.
Right.
But I think people are making a choice and saying, you know what, I don't like this business model where you claim, and when you look at the price online and you're like, ooh, this is really good. Yeah. And then by the time you get hit up with all the charges, it's like, wait a minute, I might as well have gone on a regular airline. Yeah,
True.
I'm not shocked.
Well, let's talk about this angle. Here's some travel data that maybe some of you all want to know. According to Bank of America card usage data, travel spending has declined overall with the sharpest pullbacks among lower-income households. A recent Market Watch report noted that while wealthier Americans continue to fly, middle and lower-income people are flinching at prices and accumulating debt. Additionally, a Lending Tree survey of 2,000 consumers found that 53% of Americans plan to cut back on the number of trips that they take. Let me raise my hand. I'm one of them.
You're cutting back?
Absolutely. I did not, outside of work, I did not jump on an airplane this entire summer. As a matter of fact, hold on. Outside of work, other than going to my son's national championship game in January,
that's true,
I have not jumped on a plane for any type of pleasure. So I'm one of those.
I'm not, but as you know, and as all of you know, I'm in a very different stage of my life.
I was getting ready to say.
I am an anomaly.
Ursula, you need to go. You got 2 kids and graduated college. You got the for real FAFO.
Right now, I'm no longer taking care of elderly parents.
Yep.
Both my husband and I are still working, so we are in a completely different stage than we were 20 and 30 years ago. When, and to this day, I have flown first class fewer than 3 times, maybe two, and once was a mistake. And the other time, that I can remember was when a friend upgraded me, and then the only other time was when the company sent me to an award show.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, so I have favored those low budget airlines.
Yeah. I can't mess Spirit.
I know, but right now, it's not just Spirit, it's Frontier.
Oh, gosh.
It's just those extra fees and, you can't do this, you can't do that. We're going to check your bag and it's got to be a tiny bag, all that. At the end, a lot of people are just saying it's not worth it.
Dave texts in and says, Gee, didn't you fly back east when your son went to training camp for the Patriots? You got me, Dave. I did do that. That was in the beginning of May. David,
Man, people are good. Their memory.
David in the 206. Gee, didn't you fly to Massachusetts to support your boy? Hey, I don't know what it is about you, Davids and Daves, but you got me. I did do that. You know what?
But I'd love to hear from you listening right now. Have you really cut back on your travel?
You know what, David and Dave? I got one more thing to say to you and everybody else. I need you inside of my house when I walk down the stairs and I try to remember why I came downstairs. I don't know if you guys ever had that problem where you walk into a room and you're like, why did I walk in here again? Ursula, does that ever happen to you? Where you just walk in and be like...
More often than not.
Have you ever opened up the fridge and been like, wait, what was I doing? What was I doing? I do it in the pantry all the time.
Okay, here, I can best you on this one.
What do you got?
Have you ever looked at someone that you've been working with for a long time and you're like, why can't I think of his name?
Yes.
That's when I know I'm tired. I'm tired.
I went when there was some news when Luke Ducey was out of town.
Yeah.
I wanted to text him.
Yes.
I couldn't remember Luke Ducey's name. John Urquhart, Uncle John, joins the Gee and Ursula Show next.
I love my Subaru Outback, which I purchased at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Hi, Ursula Reutin here. Carter Subaru has the largest selection of Subarus in the state. And for a limited time, you can get the 2025 Subaru Outback for 0% financing. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, documentary service fee may be added to the sale or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. Max amount finance is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 9/30/25.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. There's an investigation in Dallas after a shooting attack at an ICE field office left 2 detainees dead and another wounded.
This will be a whole-of-government response. There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable.
The FBI's Joseph Rothrock says the shooter died of a self-inflicted wound on the roof of a nearby building. CBS's Scott McFarland says evidence uncovered near the shooter indicates there were anti-ICE writings on ammunition.
Those signatures on those shell casings or those bullets alleged by the FBI director, that is part of a pattern now, isn't it? We saw in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, shell casings with messages in them. In the assassination of the United Healthcare leader in Manhattan, signatures allegedly on the shell casings or the bullets. That does give concerns about a rising number of copycats who try to message killings.
A stark warning at the UN General Assembly today from Ukraine's President Zelensky, who suggested even NATO membership for his country, which President Trump has opposed, might not be enough to ensure protection from Russia.
Stopping Russia now is cheaper than wondering who will be the first to create a simple drone carrying a nuclear warhead. So we must use everything we have together to force the aggressor to stop.
In London, Kentucky, an explosion at a dairy plant today injured 4 people. The cause is under investigation. On the Health Watch, doctors are hailing a gene therapy as the first successful treatment for Huntington's disease, an inherited condition where nerve cells in the brain break down over time.
I am absolutely thrilled.
That's Professor Sarah Tabrizi talking about a gene therapy that fights Huntington's disease, which runs in families and affects mental health, the ability to think, and movement. The gene therapy slows its progression and gives patients
more years of living a good quality of life.
Experts say the treatment is likely to be very expensive, but it gives patients hope. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Microdosing is the latest trend for some people using Ozempic and other weight loss drugs, smaller doses to save money or cut down on side effects. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
While some doctors, some people have some experience with it, we don't have good clinical trial data to advise you on how best to do this. Small, tiny steps in increasing your dose may help in the short term, but that is not tested in the long term.
Right now on Wall Street, the Dow is down 135. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
DNA testing comes back in the Travis Decker case. Details coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Travel time Everett to Seattle is improving after an earlier fatal crash investigation. It's taking you 50 minutes now, just 15 longer than usual. 2 lanes are closed on northbound 167 near Ellingson, where a truck hit an overpass. This is near the King Pierce County border. You're backed up from Pacific to North Meridian Avenue in Puyallup. Construction has you slow on the I-90 bridge eastbound. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The U.S. Marshal Service says Travis Decker is dead. That's according to court filings obtained by KIRO 7 TV. They cite DNA tests conducted on clothing that was found along with human remains recovered near Leavenworth. KIRO News Radio just spoke with Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison, who's being more cautious.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Investigators believe Decker killed his 3 young daughters, whose bodies were found at a campground near Leavenworth in June. A University of Washington student is in custody accused of shooting and wounding a Washington State football player in Pullman. The mother of the UW student tells KIRO 7 TV that he and his cousin were attacked at a party.
We're still trying to figure out why did they brutally attack these kids like this.
The family's attorney claims the shooting was in self-defense. The football player is expected to recover. Police say groups of women are stealing thousands of dollars worth of gowns and accessories from area boutiques. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley looked at surveillance video from one store.
You hear Ellie Vasquez's pleas on camera, seconds before these suspects take off and hit her with their car. It all started when these women entered the Las Tres Beautifuls boutique in Everett a few weeks ago. She was like, oh, just come help me. They tried to distract her as she worked alone, trying to get her in a fitting room and using gowns.
She kind of just came up and was like, this is like a really pretty color.
To block her view.
When she held up the dress, it kind of like finally clicked in me that they were trying to steal.
That's when they made a run for it.
They are still on the loose. A former Starbucks barista in Everett is taking the company to court. He tells the Everett Herald that Starbucks broke the city's new minimum wage law by cutting his hours. He says instead of giving him more shifts, the company hired new workers. The Seattle Mariners are heading to the playoffs, clinching a wild card last night thanks to a base-clearing hit by Josh Naylor.
Rayleigh will score. Crawford will score. He's waving in Julio. Here comes Julio rounding third. He'll score.
If the Mariners win tonight or the Astros lose, the M's will win the AL West title for the first time since 2001. Fans tell KIRO 7 TV.
It's so amazing. Just friggin' amazing. And we just saw anything happen right out there.
The M's face the Colorado Rockies at 6:40 tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy, I think it's Wednesday. It should be Friday, but it's Wednesday. It's like September 24th. Hey, if you're new to the show, where you been? It's about time you showed up. And if you're always here on the show, welcome back. Good morning, Ursula.
Good morning to you. Also, welcome to all of you who are just joining our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page because you heard about the beautiful post and the great reactions to what you had posted yesterday. You shared it on our page this morning.
Yes.
Appreciate that. Also want to say welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube. Yes, our chat line is down for now, but you can also, again, weigh in on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
What's new at 10?
We talked about this yesterday. Homeland Security is recruiting Seattle police officers by running commercials on local TV. Got together with some friends last night, and they said they saw these ads during the football game, and they're offering this $50,000 bonus to sweeten the deal.
Seattle law enforcement, you took an oath to protect and serve, to keep your family, your city safe.
Now, it's hard to hear that because it was a Seattle Reddit user that recorded that commercial, which played during Sunday Night Football a bunch of times. But these ads are running all across the country in so-called sanctuary cities. And we had heard from a few people in law enforcement yesterday. But today, we have former King County Sheriff John Urquhart in studio to talk about this and more. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I want to just say, you look like you are enjoying retirement.
Retirement's great. Every day's a Saturday.
So thank you so much for coming in. So let's just talk about this in general. What's your immediate reaction when you hear that they're trying to recruit cops?
Well, I saw the commercial, and my immediate reaction was, wow, $50,000. I'm going to have to think about that.
Enough to get you out of retirement?
$50,000. They may pay off my student loans.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that. So I mentioned it to my wife. And she says, not just no, but hell no. And there's two reasons. She says, what's the two reasons? She said, well, you're not going to work for Kristi Noem. I forbid it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, what's the second reason? She says, you're way too old. So she busted that balloon.
Oh,
so
what does it
I guess
mean,
I'm not
though,
leaving retirement.
That they're going for local police departments, specifically in sanctuary cities?
Well, I think the sanctuary city part of it is just to stick their finger in the eye of the sanctuary cities, because they could recruit anywhere in the country. So maybe they'll do that. They're hiring 100,000 new ICE agents, supposedly. They claim to have 150,000 applications. They've given out 18,000 yeses, basically. So that's what they're doing. And I think it just because they're here, just because they can. I don't have any problem with police departments advertising, including ICE. You know, if that's what they want to do, I mean, that's fair game. What I do have a problem with, however, is any current police officer or any person that wants to be a police officer and thinks that dressing up like SEAL Team 6 or dressing up like Rambo at Halloween and putting on a mask and dealing with the public, is that the way to do police work? And I'm here to tell you it is not. They should not be doing that. It's intimidating. It is no way for a police officer to act. So if you think that's the right way, then by all means, go join ICE, because I don't want you in my department, if that's what you think, and I don't want you as a police officer in the Northwest. Period. End of story.
You know, Sheriff, I have heard some of the justifications and some of the reasonings as to why some agree that ICE should have their face covered, right? And some of the things that I have seen being said is they don't want to get doxxed. There's going to be careful for their families. This is dangerous for them. This is different than the, air quotes, regular law enforcement. When you hear someone try to justify wearing those masks and going out in the public, Sheriff, what is your thoughts?
My thoughts is there is no justification other than straight intimidation. There is no justification for any police officer in almost any situation wearing a mask, and certainly not a blanket, what they appears to be a blanket policy where they wear those masks. It absolutely drives me up the wall.
So for people who are listening and say, is this something that is unusual and unique to this particular administration and how Kristi Noem is handling it? Or have there been any past administrations where ICE agents have dressed up in the manner that they are today?
Not that I've ever seen. Now, when I came in as sheriff, there were two detectives that worked for me, worked plainclothes assignments, and I understood they were wearing masks. And I put a stop to that in a New York minute. There is no justification for that, I don't believe. And like I say, in almost every situation, all it is a means to intimidate people and I guess to look cool, if that's what they're thinking of. But I don't like it. It shouldn't happen. I'm aghast, to put it mildly.
You're hearing the voice of John Urquhart, former Sheriff John Urquhart, here on the Gee and Ursula Show. I'm going to tell you a feeling that I'm getting, and I'll tell you, because of this feeling that I'm getting, why I have a real big frustration. The feeling that I have today is I feel that law enforcement, local law enforcement, connects to the public better today than ever. I think that the transparency between law enforcement and civilians is better than ever today. It feels like now, if even having that feeling, it feels like there are powers that be that want to force disruption between law enforcement and civilians. I'm saying that because I talked to several law enforcement officers that are telling me that same thing, that it's been better than ever, but it feels like they're trying to cause disruption between us.
You know, Gee, I agree. I think it's better than ever. It doesn't mean we should rest on our laurels.
No
it doesn't mean we don't have a long way to go.
No doubt.
But, you know, I've been in this business for 43 years. I've seen it. It's so much better than it ever was, especially in the Northwest. The consent decree helped. The people that we recruit have helped immensely. If anything, it's the leadership or lack of leadership within these police organizations, not only locally, but certainly at the federal level as well, that's causing the problems. These individual officers, at ICE, they may like wearing those masks, but they are allowed and they are encouraged to do that by the people that are in charge. That's really what it boils down to. They developed a culture in ICE that makes that kind of behavior okay. And that's what's wrong. It's not the individual officers, almost never is, other than very specific instances. But from a culture standpoint, it's the leadership that causes the problems.
So with Homeland Security running these ads, offering a $50,000 bonus, could this recruitment effort actually weaken community trust in law enforcement, especially among immigrant communities?
Yeah, no, I think so. It's such a, especially with immigrant communities, documented or undocumented, it's such a fragile connection between the police and the community.
Yeah, explain that.
They oftentimes don't make a distinction between local, county sheriffs, local police, state police, or the federal ICE agents. They don't make that distinction. And so we're lumped all together. And if they don't trust federal ICE, they're not going to trust the local police. Our job is to reduce crime and the fear of crime. And anything that gets in the way of that is going to affect how we do it. And if people are afraid to come to us as a witness or as a victim, we're not going to be able to solve crimes. And if they think they're going to get deported, if they think we're going to turn them over to ICE, then they're absolutely not going to come forward. And every study that's ever been done, there's a very good one from the University of Illinois about 10 years ago that proves that. So we've got to be so careful that we don't lose that connection.
You guys are listening to the voice of Sheriff John Urquhart here on the Gee and Ursula Show. Really appreciate it. I call him Uncle John. I'm going to give you, let's go back to sanctuary cities, Sheriff. Let's talk about that. I'm going to give you a few things, and these things have been said. You see them said, and I want you to react to it. Here we go. Number one, sanctuary cities refuse to arrest or prosecute undocumented immigrants.
True, but not because they're a sanctuary city.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you expand on that? Sorry.
Sure. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Let's say the city of Spokane passes a law that you can't tie your dog up to a parking meter. So a Seattle officer comes across a dog tied up to a parking meter here. He cannot enforce that Seattle or that Spokane ordinance. Makes perfect sense. Well, local police cannot enforce immigration law. They cannot arrest anybody for breaking federal immigration law or any other federal crime. You just can't do it. So that is a bogus argument right from the get-go. I hear it all the time. You swore an allegiance to the Constitution to prosecute and arrest on all lawbreakers. Yeah, we did, but we can't enforce other people's laws.
Thank you for that one. I think that analogy that he just gave really was clear and spot on. I hope people caught that one. Here's another one. Sanctuary cities release dangerous criminals instead of turning them over to ICE.
Here's how that works. And it goes back to 2016, 2017. ICE has access to our jail booking records. They know who's in jail. So they look it up. And for example, they say, well, Hector Garcia, he's in this country illegally. We want to deport him. So they would back then, they would call up the jail and say, hey, Hector Garcia is going to get released next week. Don't release him. We'll come and pick him up. It may take us 2 or 3 days, but we'll come and pick him up. And the jail at that time, across the country, saying, okay. So they held him for 2 or 3 or 4 days after his release date. And maybe ICE showed up and maybe they didn't. Well, all of a sudden, these jails start getting sued across the country because they are holding this person illegally because there is not a judicial warrant. ICE didn't bother to get a judicial warrant to arrest this guy. And this went as far as the federal appeals courts in several places, including the 4th District, which is very conservative. And in every case, the appeals court says, no, you can't do that. So local jails quit holding people without a judicial warrant because it's illegal. A judge has said, you will release this person at this time on this date, and you better have a good reason not to, such as an arrest warrant. So that's what was going on there, and it has nothing to do with a sanctuary city. It's the law of the land.
But sanctuary cities stop ICE from doing its job.
No, they didn't. ICE can still do their job. They can still go out and get a warrant a judicial warrant, and we'll turn them over. We'll keep them and based on that warrant, and then turn them over to ICE when ICE shows up.
Does the sanctuary status prevent law enforcement from arresting people who commit violent crimes?
No.
I mean,
you've gone to rob a bank, and we're going to arrest you. It doesn't matter that we're a sanctuary city or not.
In these sanctuary cities, undocumented immigrants commit more crimes than U.S. citizens.
Every study that's ever been done shows that a homegrown citizen, somebody that was born in this country, tends to commit more crimes than undocumented or immigrants, period. For logical reasons. If you're undocumented, you don't want to call attention to yourself. You're not going to commit a crime because they're going to catch you and deport you. So no, that's just not true.
Sanctuary policies increase more crime in the community.
No.
Well, you need to explain that then.
They just don't. Sanctuary policies, I don't see how there could possibly be a connection between those policies. And remember, there's 39 cities in King County? Some of them are sanctuary cities, some of them aren't. Some of them call it something else. There's a real nebulous definition of really what a sanctuary city is.
This is former King County Sheriff John Urquhart, and I can't express how appreciative we are that you're willing to come on our show and you just say it as it is. I'm curious if you are in the minority among leaders in law enforcement, or do you feel like you're just more at liberty to speak about it?
Well, I've always been kind of a loose cannon in talking.
This is true.
I'm kind of known for that. So, I don't think so. I still hang out with a lot of police chiefs, and we're pretty much all on the same page for the most part. Yeah. It doesn't mean
there aren't
the rank and file always agrees with me.
Yes.
But I think it's that interim. Those interim leaders within the department, some are below sheriff or police chief, but higher than a street cop. That's probably where the most
pushback
difference is.
Sure.
Okay. Uncle John. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just say, if you were still a King County Sheriff, how would you advise your deputies to respond to a 911 call about armed men in body armor and masks taking someone off the street who refused to show ID or a warrant?
I would say I would absolutely make sure they are dispatched to that call and find out what's going on, period.
Uncle John, listen, man. We've been talking a lot about this, and right now in the news, we're talking about ICE, we're talking about sanctuary cities. There's a lot of myths, and if it's a sanctuary city and undocumented immigrants commit more crimes, all these things. It feels like this is the same playbook that was used for black people when you were in law enforcement starting out 43 years ago. In your opinion, do you think that this is kind of the same playbook?
Yes. I think that the powers that be like to villainize other groups, whether it's undocumented or minority groups or whatever it is. They like to solidify their base by villainizing people that don't look like them.
Why does it still work today?
God, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. It's really disappointing that it does still work. Certainly to me, and I'm sure to you. I don't know.
I didn't mean to get deep, Uncle John, but sometimes I just got to ask those questions.
I have to ask a question, a deep question. Do you like it when Gee calls you Uncle John?
I do, because maybe not as much as sheriff, but I know that it's done with respect.
It is.
So
it is.
By the way,
love.
You in studio, this is my favorite. I mean, I don't know how we can do this, but you in studio, this is a whole different vibe right here.
It makes it different. It makes it a lot easier for me, believe me.
Yeah.
So I was happy to come over.
Oh, thank you.
We sure appreciate it.
I got one more question for Uncle John.
Okay.
And I want you to be honest with this one. Did you? Oh no, this question is going to require something.
Okay.
The way that you are about topics right now, the way you are able to see the world, I feel like when I hear you talk, and the reason why I affectionately call you Uncle John, because I believe you really care. Seriously. Did you always see the world like this? When you first started in law enforcement, did you really see people the same way you see people now?
I think so. Yeah, I did. I left a very lucrative business career to become a police officer.
I didn't know that.
I changed careers, midlife, changed careers.
Did not know that.
And when I was in the police academy, they used to call me Mr. ACLU. Let's see what Mr. ACLU has to say about this. Because I was fairly liberal.
What?
True story. I was fairly liberal compared to the rest of the class. And, have I gotten more conservative? Yeah, you get more conservative as you get older.
True.
But not on social issues. Not on social issues. And quite frankly, I don't think I'm that different than a lot of police officers. I would meet with every single new officer that I hired, about 60 a year. And they all said the same thing. I chose this career to help people.
Yeah.
And I think they really did, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
Heart for service.
But we need to be so careful, and I've talked about it before, the culture of an organization. That means everything. And that doesn't come from below, that comes from above. It's up to the leaders of the organization to set that culture and make sure that everybody in the organization follows it.
Former Sheriff John Urquhart, I call my bruh.
I have one more thing.
What do you got?
I want to give a shout out to my wife. Our 50th wedding anniversary is this Saturday, assuming we make it.
You will.
I've only got 3 more days. And everybody that knows us says that Shelley, my wife, is a saint. Because she stayed with me for 50 years.
Saint Shelley. Congratulations. 50 years is a big darn deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It is. Thank you.
Wonderful.
More of the Gee and Ursula Show next.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The insurance world, it can be confusing. So have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Fall weather is right around the corner. Get your roof ready with Techline. Whether it's a replacement, repair, or even just a cleaning, Techline's workmanship is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. Trust Techline.
You know that cartoon of the three-eyed fish swimming in polluted water next to a nuclear power plant?
Yeah, classic.
I used to think that was real, but I just learned that nuclear energy waste isn't some glowing green goo. It's actually used fuel rods from nuclear reactors that made electricity.
Wait, so no barrels of leaking sludge?
No, solid used fuel rods are safely stored at all the nuclear power plants in the U.S., including the one in Richland.
So the cartoon fish isn't real?
Not even close. Learn the facts about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com.
There it goes! Storybook season by Cal Raleigh. He has done it!
2026 Mariners season ticket memberships are on sale now. There's no better way to catch Cal, Julio, and the crew at T-Mobile Park with year-round savings, no ticket fees, access to exclusive pre-sales and events, and more. And you've got 2 great options. Reserved memberships let you lock in the best locations in the ballpark so you can make your favorite spot home all summer long, whether you want to catch 20 games or the whole season.
Oh, he makes the catch! What a snag by Julio Rodriguez!
Or go with a Flex membership, which gives you the freedom to choose your seats, games, and number of tickets as you go. Terrace Club, bleachers, right behind the dugout, divvy it up however you want. This season's been a whole lot of fun, and you won't want to miss out in 2026. Come on board today at mariners.com/26.
The Mariners, their 3rd consecutive shutout win.
Mariners baseball. Seize the moment.
Let's go!
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
If you're thinking about renovating an attic, spending more time in your sunroom, or building onto your home, a Carrier ductless unit is the perfect solution for climate control. It's efficient, quiet, and incredibly flexible when it comes to installation because there's no ductwork required. It's just one more way we're making your home totally comfortable.
Your local Carrier heating and cooling dealer will improve your home's comfort, air quality, and efficiency. Visit CarrierNorthwest.com to find the expert near you. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
This week at Dimitro's Jazz Alley, experience guitar legend Al Di Meola live on his electric tour, Land of the Midnight Sun. Shows run this Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, the Oregon Trio.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
Violence is wrong. Politically motivated violence is wrong.
U.S. Senator Ted Cruz talking about a shooting at a Dallas ICE facility this morning. 2 detainees died. A third is in critical condition. Police say the gunman died from a self-inflicted wound. No officers were injured. Jimmy Kimmel returned to his late-night stage for the first time since he was suspended over comments he made about the Republican response to Charlie Kirk's death. He also said it's clear President Trump wanted him fired.
He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly.
Kimmel did choke up when he told the audience he never intended to make light of Kirk's murder. Here in Western Washington, court documents indicate that the U.S. Marshal's Office is satisfied Travis Decker is dead, citing DNA tests that have come back from clothing recovered with human remains found recently. The Chelan County Sheriff says he's waiting for tests on the body to be done first.
I think that's just being cautious and thorough with our investigation.
Decker's accused of murdering his 3 young daughters. Washington State is going to take in $903 million less than expected through 2029. That's what revenue forecasters are predicting now. State Chief Economist Dave Reich says the national and state economies are just slowing down.
Things kind of panned out as we expected. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington.
And the governor says the Trump administration has pulled billions of federal dollars from Washington state. Republicans say Democrats who control the state legislature need to rein in spending. Washington Secretary of State Steve Hobbs is saying no to the U.S. Justice Department, which is trying to get a hold of information on state voters, including
your last 4 social security number, driver's license, full birth date. This also includes your phone number and email address.
Hobbs says handing that information over would raise legal and privacy concerns, and it would actually, he says, violate state law. The department has not yet replied to Hobbs' letter. A SpaceX rocket launched this morning from the Kennedy Space Center, carrying scientific instruments for NASA and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration.
3, 2, 1, engines full power, and liftoff.
Among the equipment on board is an instrument used to monitor the sun for key space weather activity. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 84 points, NASDAQ off 64. KIRO News Radio traffic. 2 lanes are closed on northbound 167 near Ellingson. That's where a truck hit an overpass. This is near the King-Pierce County border. You are backed up from Pacific to North Meridian Avenue in Puyallup. Travel time Everett to Seattle is improving after an earlier fatal crash investigation. It's taking you 38 minutes now, less than 10 longer than typical. And remember, construction had you slow on the I-90 bridge heading eastbound. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs today in the mid-70s. It is 59 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Sure appreciate you being with us this morning. It's time right now for you to put on the robe and pick up your gavel.
Hold it.
What did you say during the morning meeting?
You can strike that from the record. You can strike that from the record. You got to go on what I said today.
This is a new intro.
Who
and
did
it was
that? Chef,
brilliant.
that's you?
Yeah. Good job.
Hey, man.
I wasn't expecting that one.
I got to tell y'all. Hey, I got to credit. Hey, Chef, you've been cooking lately, bro.
Yes.
You've been cooking.
So much. For sure. That was so good. Thank you. Okay. But this is You Be the Judge.
Okay.
So here's our chance. Mm-hmm. There's a fight brewing right now in Seattle's Madison Park neighborhood over this grove of towering redwoods.
Oh, gosh.
It even has, I know, people on their trees. It has some celebrity backing now. Neighbors are trying to block a plan that could make basically several of the century-old trees go bye-bye to make room for a new home. This is on McGillivray Boulevard East. And among those who are fighting this plan are actor Tom Skerritt and his wife Julie, who call this site a pocket forest that Seattle should work very hard to preserve. And they say builders can be creative, they can build the housing while still protecting the trees. And this grove, because you need to be able to imagine this, it sits on a steep slope above underground streams and has even become a roosting spot for a pair of eagles. And an arborist's report lists multiple trees, including some of the redwoods that may have to be removed. And so, in case you haven't been following, the city of Seattle has recently changed some of its tree canopy rules, making it easier for developers to build around larger trees, but it's still unclear if that is going to affect this particular project, which is still in the planning stages. Bottom line, whether it's Madison Park or you in Tacoma or you in University Place or you in Everett, what? I guess my question is, how much say should your neighbors have about what you do with trees on your property?
I had to take a deep breath.
Why is that?
Because first, if this were in Tacoma, if this was in Everett, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We're only talking about this because it's Madison Park. Right. It seems like, you know what Madison Park needs? Madison Park needs its own little subdivision where they have their own radio show and they talk about the problems that they have in Madison Park. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, you know me very well. How much do you think I care about this topic right
2.
here?
2, but we're going to feign it at this moment.
Okay, I'll fake
because
it.
Because
I'll fake it.
Yeah.
Because
it is you be the judge. Okay, but let's say
so
let's just make it. It is in Tacoma. You have beautified your backyard, and you've got some trees, and you're like, I want to cut down this tree
so I can build a home
because you want to build a home. ADU. Yeah.
ADU. Yep.
And your neighbor's like, wait a minute. First of all, it's going to affect my shade. Secondly, it's going to affect my view. Thirdly, I mean, this is a problem. This is not just a Madison Park. This was happening in Wedgwood. Remember the activist named, was it Raindrop or something?
You got it.
Good job.
I know. I can't remember my coworker's name, but Raindrop came to mind.
Hey, Ursula,
Yes.
I just want you to know, lately I have been on the side of trees, preserving the trees.
I love trees.
I know. In this case, I'm on the side. You told me to fake it, so I'm going to fake it. I'm on the side of the trees. They don't need any more homes over there in Madison Park. They need to keep the trees. That way you can keep the shade. The same way I'm throwing shade, they need to be able to keep the shade. So I'm going to stay on the side of the trees. I'll be the judge, pro-trees.
Okay, what do you think of this idea, though, when it comes to – because a lot of times it's with new developments, too. And this is a new home. This is a new home. And one of the things it says is that it's on a steep slope, and it could be that they have to be removed. Best case scenario is that they have to be removed for safety reasons, et cetera. But if it comes to it, what about incentivizing developers to try to do a workaround? You know what I mean? Like throw a little something there.
Oh, like there's a side. Oh.
No, I mean, on the up and up.
Like a kickback.
No, not a kickback. I want it legal, because that is one of the potential solutions, which is to offer the developer, because a lot of times they say, it's too complicated, that's going to add more to the project, et cetera, or to the homeowner, hey, how about we give you a break here if you try to work around this tree that is considered, old growth or historic. I mean, there's all sorts of reasons.
Here's a real question. Now I'm really into you. You just pulled me into this.
I'm trying to get you interested.
I am interested now.
Okay.
This is a real question. I don't know if you can answer.
Okay.
Maybe you all in the real estate world, you can. If and when you go to buy a house that has trees on the property, do you investigate that situation? Because maybe you don't even have a thought of cutting down the tree at that point.
Should.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you go there, you're like, hey, before I buy this house, what is the history here? Has anybody ever tried to cut this down? Has there been litigation centered around this? Do those things get talked about? Because when you buy a house or property or land, you need to know and understand everything in it and on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And this is especially the case when we're talking about homes with views. That's where you hear about those people who go out and then just accidentally chop down a tree to increase their view.
How about no incentives? How about the rich Madison Park neighbors, if they don't want the trees cut down, they can provide some money to the developers to work around it, because it's going to cost the developers extra. Like, people cut down trees in my neighborhood all the time.
That's what I was talking
about. And I feel sad about it.
Yes.
Like, I don't like it. But, man, like, my hands are tied. That's the local law.
Yeah.
Why should government have to, step in and incentivize? You're saying,
how about the neighbors be the ones to incentivize versus, that's a possibility, too. Okay, we want to hear from you. You be the judge. 888-973-5476. 888-973 KIRO.
Good job, Ursula. You actually got me to care about that topic, because I really didn't care at first. But then
it was a whale moment. I could tell.
It was, man. I was struggling. And I think I was prejudiced.
Than you think.
I was prejudiced because you led with Madison Park.
You were.
And right when you said
you had a biased statement right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We'll have scenarios next. Gene and Ursula.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
I know firsthand what a difference Bathfitter Northwest can make. We were getting my mother-in-law's house ready for the rental market, and the bathroom needed serious help. As in, it had never been updated since it was built in the 1950s. Bathfitter's designer came over. She walked me through all the options, and I have to tell you, they have so many gorgeous options. She helped me pick out the perfect fixtures, the installation, perfect, beautiful, clean, fast, and top quality with a lifetime warranty. Yet it was so affordable. Whether you're updating for your family or refreshing a property, Bathfitter Northwest makes it so simple. And if getting in and out of your tub right now isn't as easy as it used to be, they can transform your bathtub into a safe, stylish walk-in shower, usually in just one day. And what I love about Bathfitter Northwest, they are local. They're invested in our community, and they are trusted by families like mine and all across Western Washington. Bathfitter is celebrating a big milestone right now, 42,000 installations. And to celebrate, they're offering payments as low as $125 a month. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation today.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never developed cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
G. Scott here. With kids back in school, it's rally time, and I encourage everyone to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Here's the truth. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong, stay focused, and live healthy lives. But for families on tight budgets, those essentials can be out of reach. That's where we come in. Together, the Washington State Department of Health and Safeway need you to help make a difference in making fruits and veggies accessible to families and kids. Safeway, deeply committed to nourishing our communities. Every dollar donated is another dollar eligible families can use on fresh produce. And with SNAP Produce Match, they can buy twice as much with each dollar. Let's work together to make sure every kid has access to the nutrition they deserve. Next time you're at your neighborhood Safeway, please say yes at checkout to Donate to Keep Kids Healthy campaign. Together, we can, one bite at a time. Learn more and start saving at Safeway.com/SNAP or on your Safeway for You app.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
All right, let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. What's the scenario?
So, by the way, we're going to need your help with this scenario. Chef is preparing for the show, so he won't be in on this segment. So we're going to need your help after Ursula. So we need somebody to, balance out what Ursula has to say about the scenario. My best friend is stealing my dream wedding. We share everything. I've told her all about how I want my wedding to be. Of course, I am not engaged yet, and my wedding isn't even on the horizon. But I have it all planned, including the colors, the venue, the details. I even know the photographer that I plan on using. Well, she's doing everything that I talked about and envisioned because she's engaged and she's getting ready to get married. I'm talking about the cake, all the way down to the cake. Come on now. Now she wants me to go to a cake testing, and I don't even want to go to that. She's my best friend, and I'm happy for her getting married. He's a great guy, but she wants me to be her maid of honor, and I want to, but I also don't want to be a guest at my dream wedding. I don't want to make this about me. I don't want to make this about me, so I haven't said anything, and I don't know what to do. 888-973-5476. We need your text messages. I told you, Chef ain't here. Ursula, you up to bat first.
You know that saying, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery?
Yeah.
I'm going to bet that it's an exaggeration that she is doing every single thing the same. I am going to bet that there might be some things, and maybe the friend who is complaining is just feeling like she wishes it were her right now. And it's hard. It's hard when all your friends are getting married and you have really built up this idea of this dream wedding in your head. And someone now in your mind is living out what you think was all your idea.
Right.
I bet there's a lot of things in there that are going to be very different. And what's going to make yours unique when you eventually have it is you may change some of the things that you said. Now, that all said, I would not miss that wedding. You can share or even just kind of joke around like, oh my gosh, you are living my dream wedding. But if that is your best friend, again, I would look at it as she's doing a lot of things that I've talked about. And this may be also a lesson. If you want your wedding to be so unique, then don't be giving every single detail.
Yeah, but I mean, it's your friend.
It is your friend. I mean, I understand the hurt feelings, but
Yeah.
I think that's an exaggeration.
Well, I solicited some help.
Yes.
And here we go. Nikki starts us off. LOL. Oh my goodness. That's similar to my best friend. Okay, Nikki. 206. Get over yourself, girl. Allie.
Yes.
Allie in Tacoma, and Ursula, feel free to respond to any of these. Allie in Tacoma says, these girls deserve each other.
Okay, Allie in Tacoma is hysterical.
Oh,
I think she needs to do stand-up comedy.
Yes. JLV in Puyallup says, get over it. Jeez.
Yeah.
Entitlement to the extreme.
How about this? Tom says, I used to be the banquet manager at a Red Lion. I don't care what anyone says. Every single wedding is different, and I agree with that. Every party
good
is
point.
different.
Good
Every
point.
wedding is different.
Good point.
Plus, somebody's mom's going to get involved, and it's not going to be exactly the same.
Tom.
Exactly.
Tom just nailed it.
Yes.
You could have the same cake, same photographer, same music.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
You've got different people. It's going to be different.
That's a very good point. Doug, you know what? I saw Doug in Mount Vernon come up. I don't even know if I should even read it.
No,
Is it good?
too, because
What'd
it's
he
always
say?
funny. Wait.
Scenarios. Wreck the friend's relationship instead of accepting her wedding plans.
Doug, you're wrong. But have you ever had someone who has copied something of yours and you're like, wait, that was my idea, and this person is taking all the credit? Yeah. I've had that happen. I've had that happen with an idea I had here for KIRO.
When I was younger, it used to bother me. Today, I seriously think it is. Look,
it's like a form of flattery.
I work. The old saying, show me who your friends are and I'll show you where you're going. If you have positive people in your life, there's things that you copy. Watch this. If you have negative people in your life, there's things that you copy. This is the reason why every time you get on social media, you notice, like, you ever have that one person on your friend group in your family, they're always hateful on social media?
Yeah.
There's a reason why, because they're copying somebody.
Yes.
I don't know who it is, but they're copying somebody that's hateful.
Oh, true. By the way.
Yeah.
So, birthday party?
Yeah.
I copied someone's caterer. I'm like, this is a great caterer.
There you go.
I'm going to use your caterer. That was awesome.
I copy your perfume. and gave it to my wife. Nick!
Well, listen, I feel for the lady not getting the dream wedding she wanted and having to watch her friend live it out while you're potentially just in the pews or a small part of the ceremony. But I would be happy you have the idea come to fruition. It might not be for you, but the experience, I think, can still be great. I think karma is real, and if you celebrate in good thoughts, then I think you'll have the same wedding in the future for you. Exact same cake, guests, friends, everything. So it'll come out. It'll happen.
Sandy in Kirkland, thank you for that, Nick. Sandy in Kirkland says, don't ever reveal your favorite baby names to your BFF before you have your own kids.
This is true.
Don't tell her what you're going to name your children till they're born. Hey, Sandy, I just want you to know you are so right.
There have been a lot of fights about that, especially in families.
Yeah.
Like, I had that name idea.
By the way, I think we need to, I figured something out with scenarios. I told people the chef wasn't going to be in, which right now he's working because we have our guests coming at 11. We got more responses. I like this motto, Ursula, of really getting people's opinions and reading a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
So
love it.
We're going to make you go first like you always do, and then we'll go to all the text line because I love for you to sometimes get awkward with these scenarios. Hey, did you guys watch the Seattle mayoral debate between Mayor Bruce Harrell and the challenger, Katie Wilson? I did.
I'm gonna guess a lot of people did not, though. You know why? What was happening last night?
Mariners.
Correct.
But I got home and I watched it in bed, and I know my wife was like, would you go to bed? But I watched the whole thing. So Angela Poe Russell, she was a moderator, one of the moderators for that. She's going to join us at 11, and we're going to talk about it. But I have one question to ask all of you, and it has to do with Ursula's favorite topic, education. Next, Gee and Ursula.
Considering selling your home or downsizing? Visit themadronagroup.com for no obligation counsel. The Madrona Group's team of John L. Scott experts makes it easy, guiding you to best pricing and timing, maximizing your profit with smart technology and unparalleled integrity. 5-star reviews and industry best according to Zillow, Google, Yelp, Facebook, and Redfin. This Saturday, hear the Madrona Group's Jason Fox on KIRO Newsradio's Home Matters. Maximize your home sale. Visit themadronagroup.com.
It's G. Scott here. I recently spoke with my good friend Jonathan from DUI Heroes about how he and his team treat new clients. What he told me is they always recognize the human being behind the charge, and they treat them the way we all want to be treated. He and his team take care of the individual, the human being, throughout the process. People make mistakes. So if you or a loved one has been accused of DUI, call DUI Heroes and speak to a lawyer today. DUI Heroes can help you. 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Hey everyone, Hartley Wilcox here. And I'm Charlie Wilcox from Wilcox Family Farms. Our family's been raising hens and gathering fresh eggs right here for over 100 years.
That's right. Our hens roam free on green pastures, soaking up the sunshine and living their best chicken lives.
We don't do shortcuts. No cages, no chemicals, just honest-to-goodness eggs laid fresh every day.
And when you buy Wilcox eggs, you're not just getting breakfast. You're supporting local farmers like us. Clean food, and a family that's been doing it right for generations.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
skip the out-of-state eggs and grab the ones with our name on them.
Wilcox Family Farms. Fresh, local, trusted. Find fresh Wilcox eggs at Fred Meyer, QFC, or Amazon Fresh. And for a healthy snack on the go, grab some ready-to-eat hard-boiled eggs in a convenient to-go 2-pack. Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh since 1909.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. 3 detainees were shot today at an ICE facility in Dallas. FBI Special Agent in Charge Joe Rothrock.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence.
FBI Director Kash Patel posted a photo of bullets. One had anti-ICE written on it. The gunman died of what authorities say was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. CBS's Scott McFarland has more on the security concerns for these types of buildings with threats rising.
That's one of 9,000 or so federal offices and federal complexes in America. 9,000. There are thousands of Federal Protective Service officers. There's only so much manpower to protect all of these places. The vulnerability of federal complexes, federal employees, including those involving immigration and customs enforcement, have been a profound and growing concern here in Washington that have today broken through.
Ukrainian President Zelensky spoke to the UN General Assembly today, warning that Russia has kicked off a deadly arms race along with its war on his country, and it won't stop with Ukraine, he says.
Ukraine is only the first, and now Russian drones are already flying across Europe, and Russian operations are already spreading across countries. And Putin wants to continue this war by expanding it.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio met in New York with Russia's foreign minister today after President Trump shifted his tone yesterday. CBS's Olivia Gassis.
The Kremlin, we know, has brushed off most of what President Trump said yesterday, in particular the paper tiger accusation. Today, the Kremlin spokesperson said Russia is not a paper tiger. We are a real bear.
Trump said Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years. The New York Times is reporting that top House and Senate Democrats are investigating whether law firms that cut deals with President Trump earlier this year are breaking the law by doing free legal work for his administration. As he awaits sentencing, Sean Diddy Combs is facing new allegations, as Michael Wallace reports.
Combs' former stylist Deontay Nash filed a lawsuit this morning accusing the music mogul of sexual abuse and false imprisonment. Nash claims Combs abused him on multiple occasions and threatened Nash after he resigned. Nash testified against Combs during his trial this year, in which Combs was found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy, but was convicted on 2 prostitution-related charges. Combs will be sentenced October 3rd.
On Wall Street today, stocks are lower for the second straight day. The Nasdaq is off by 105, the S&P down, and the Dow is off 160. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
U.S. Marshals say Travis Decker is dead. Details coming up. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking a lane on State Route 18 eastbound at the Tiger Mountain Summit. You're backed up not quite to I-90. In Seattle, a crash is blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near Northeast 45th. And remember, construction has you jammed up on the I-90 bridge eastbound. You're clogged up right over Mercer Island right now. Traffic brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and savings.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. The U.S. Marshals now say Travis Decker, the man accused of murdering his 3 young daughters, is dead. The Chelan County Sheriff isn't quite ready to make it official, though.
Sheriff Mike Morrison wants all DNA results back from the state crime lab to make sure they all match before he agrees Travis Decker is dead.
We want to make sure that what we have from clothing matches up with the remains and all of our other evidence, but I think we're on the right path.
Tuesday, U.S. Marshals filed a motion to dismiss an arrest warrant for Decker, advising a judge Decker is deceased. Morrison says he'll file a similar motion once he can officially bring closure to family and friends. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A University of Washington student is in custody now, accused of shooting a Washington State football player in Pullman. But the mother of the UW student tells KIRO 7 TV the shooting happened when her son and his cousin were attacked at a party.
Why did this happen? That's the scary thing. Why? It didn't take all you guys to beat my son damn near to death.
Her son faces assault charges. The football player is recovering. Shops that sell gowns are on high alert after a string of thefts. Police say groups of women have been targeting stores in Everett, Burien, and Tacoma. They're walking out with thousands of dollars worth of gowns and accessories. Shop worker Ellie Vasquez tells KIRO 7 TV.
I work 3 jobs to put myself through school to help the business go through, and these people are just showing up to steal. It's really disappointing.
At least 5 stores have been targeted. A cougar sighting near 2 Gig Harbor schools put students on modified lockdown yesterday. The Peninsula School District tells the News Tribune that the animal was spotted near Kopachuk Middle and Voyager Elementary. Classes continued as normal. The Mariners have clinched a wild card spot. What do you think about that, Cal Raleigh?
Might as well go win the whole thing.
If they do win tonight or the Astros lose, the Mariners get the AL West title for the first time since 2001. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman is talking with fans.
Just friggin' amazing, and we just saw anything happen right out there.
And they say that feeling isn't going anywhere, although there have been some rough patches this season.
It's really rough to be a Mariners fan sometimes.
Fans are seizing this moment, as many of them believe this team has plenty left to play for.
The M's take on the Colorado Rockies in Seattle tonight. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, September 24th. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. You sound like you had a snack. And
I had a snack, but I just got...
What's going on? What's going on?
It just...
Oh,
life.
Boy. Life. Yes. Okay, life on a Wednesday. Good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us here. Hey, coming up at 11:30, we do Agree to Disagree. But right now, we have a very special guest, someone who you are very familiar with. But I think there are a lot of people who have, no idea how they're going to vote on the Seattle mayoral race, which is extremely critical. So we are going to help you out and help you distinguish between the 2 candidates, our current mayor, Bruce Harrell, and Katie Wilson, his challenger. So we're going to get right to that. But before we do, I want to mention again, our text line is open for you. If you have any questions for Angela Poe Russell, who's going to be joining us, she was one of the moderators, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So in about a month and a half, we will be filling out the ballots, and there are going to be a whole bunch of very important races, including in Seattle, the race for Seattle mayor. Bruce Harrell found himself on the losing end in the primary against his challenger, Katie Wilson. And last night they had a debate, one of a bunch. I didn't realize they were going to have so many meetings together before the election. And our friend and colleague, Angela Poe Russell, was one of the moderators, and she joins us now live in studio.
Yeah, good morning to you both. I love how you began this, Ursula, saying we want to help folks kind of
know a little bit more and make a decision. And I think after this segment, it will be clear. Because after the debate tonight, I felt like it was crystal clear on who these people are, and you're going to be able to make one choice or the other.
Okay, which is good, because I am of the suspicion that there are a lot of people who really don't know much about Katie Wilson. And I will put myself in that category. So we'll learn a lot more. So, well, Gee, I want you to start with, because you did watch the debate. I've only seen some excerpts.
Yeah. Let me show you where I'm at right now. It bothers me the lack of want to when it comes to really getting to know who Katie Wilson is. Like, I want to break this down to you guys. The city of Seattle will have the World Cup here next year. The city of Seattle, if it has to go down, because we know what's happening with the federal administration, would have to actually battle against a Donald Trump. The city of Seattle has an $8 billion budget. And you mean to tell me that when I ask people, who is Katie Wilson, 90% of people don't know. As a matter of fact, what bothers me is it feels like 90% of people don't want to know. Before I get to the track record, let me just say this. There's this saying, and some of us know and some of us don't. There's a saying that some of us have to be 2 times better, right? I just want to just real quick give you guys a quick resume. He was valedictorian of his class at Garfield High School in 1976. He goes on to play for the Washington Huskies. 3 years there. He was a 3-sport winner in high school, right? Wins a Rose Bowl, goes on, gets a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a law degree. Has born and raised here in this town, been in here, this town, his whole life. Knows everything about this. Now, do I think Bruce Harrell, the mayor, has been perfect? No, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Do I think that there's some things that he can do better? Absolutely. But can you give him a challenger? This ain't no challenger.
Well, they gave him a challenger because she actually beat him in the primary by double digits. And so that's what we want to find out a little bit more about her.
Do you know what her experience is? Do you want to know more?
Yes.
Okay, so Katie Wilson grew up in Binghamton, New York. She performed well in school and then went to Oxford. We have no indication if she graduated. She doesn't say. She just went there. So she went to Oxford. She came here and worked a variety of jobs like a barista, a labor work. I mean, just like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but considering she went to Oxford and majored in philosophy and physics, it was just counter to what she had been pursuing. So then she co-founds this Transit Riders Union, part organization, part nonprofit, and no paid employees. So, and $200,000 in terms of a budget. So that is the most she has managed.
How much?
$200,000 and no employees. And you're looking at the city of Seattle with more than 40 departments and $8.5 billion. So let's just go off of that. Her work has been in the activism space, advocating for transit riders. She advocated for the tax increase that happened in 2020, the Jumpstart tax. That was a tax against large businesses that have more than $7 million in revenue and have employees that make more than $150,000. So she was an advocate for that. So in this race, 2 very different backgrounds and what and their backgrounds and their experiences and what they stand for. We clearly have, based on record, a socialist and a moderate. That's what and let me just give you a quote of something she said, because here's what I find interesting. She's been a columnist for these various publications, The Stranger included. And so you're able to see a lot of her thoughts. And one of them, after the protests, she said, if the ruling class wanted people to not destroy property, then they should have given them a piece of it.
Okay, so that's the socialist part, I'm guessing.
I mean, and she'll call herself that. Yeah, the Danny Westneat article, talked about that. Wow. So let's just go off experience. Now, one big differentiator last night, I was asked, well, first of all, but Gee, before I go into that, was there anything else you wanted to bring up on that piece of the topic?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so homelessness. That's a big one, right? We talked about
exactly.
that.
Yes.
So I asked the question because, they're always saying, well, she's like, this doesn't work. The sweeps don't work. This doesn't work. What are you going to, and she's saying, we're going to build these shelters and the treatment. And I said, what if people don't want to go?
Mm-hmm.
What if people don't want to go? And let's see, which quote am I pulling up on that?
And what do you do if someone doesn't want to go to a shelter or home and they want to stay there?
The vast majority of people, when meaningful support is offered, will take it. And this is something that we know because we have had successful programs to resolve encampments. So during the pandemic, several nonprofits teamed up to create the Just Care program that successfully resolved large encampments downtown. And that approach was continued by WashDOT's right-of-way program, resolving encampments near highways. A very large percentage of people were successfully brought inside and actually stayed there for the long term. So we know what works. We're just not doing that. We're just not funding that here in Seattle.
Oh, you didn't get Bruce's response, Mayor Harrell's response.
Yes.
Okay, because then you'd say that she didn't answer the question. Like, what do you do for those who don't want to go?
And she talked about the pandemic. I remember something very different during the
Mayor
pandemic.
Harrell jumped in and said, this is when you have to be an executive. And you have to make the hard decision. You can't just say, because he basically was like, you didn't answer the question. And when you're an executive, you have to make those tough calls.
Right.
You have to, okay, well, the majority will go, but what about the ones who don't?
Yeah. So
he basically said, you may have to arrest some people because they're causing harm in various places. And so there was a clear difference. And it's so funny because as the moderator, you're trying to figure out, when do I jump in? When do I not? When do I let them go at it? And that was a case where she gave that answer that didn't answer the direct question, and he pounced on her for it.
We do have a cut of Mayor Harrell. Should we play it here and then you can respond to it?
This can be solved. Let's be very clear. And that's why I'm pushing on a regional solution. What we've done is we set a national standard, actually. About 50% of the people that we've moved from a shelter have accepted housing. The answer is permanent supportive housing. Putting someone in a tent or a tiny home is a temporary fix. That's like putting someone in the emergency room. And her plan, if you want to call that a plan, since she will never talk about what it will cost, she will never talk about that, is a lofty idea. But what we're doing will solve homelessness. We have to build permanent supportive housing. We have to give wraparound services. These are people I grew up with in this city.
The other differentiator, the mayor came out with his proposed budget for 2026.
Yes.
So one of them was a fund to help repair the harm that was done to many Black families due to redlining, all that, people just locked out of various neighborhoods, discrimination in housing. So there's this fund, the $80 million for the Reparation Housing Fund. So I asked her, would she support this proposal? And here was her response, and then I'll play the mayor's response. Got it.
Is this a policy idea you would support, Candidate Wilson?
I think it's a very interesting proposal, and I know that not a lot of details out yet as to how exactly it would work. I know this is also something that's being looked at the state level, and a couple of bills have been passed, the covenant homeownership bill, right, to start to address this problem. So, and in this campaign, I've been talking with a lot of different folks and organizations.
Okay, so Mayor Harrell jumps in on that.
But I think this is a very interesting proposal, and I look forward to continuing those conversations.
Okay.
That's a yes. It's interesting. I think we all could agree it's interesting. I'd like your support.
I'd like to see more details.
I mean, there's not more detail. I mean, if you look at the actual proposal, it's like there's money put towards this, and the proposal would be down payment assistance, things that would help people get in homes considering they were discriminated against.
Can I speak as somebody that's Black?
Yeah.
When I had to stop and rewind that a bunch of times. When she gave her answer, and I saw the look in her face, and she says, oh, that's interesting. Interesting? I've talked to some, but who did you talk to? And as a matter of fact, throughout the entire debate, she's not coming up with any numbers. Bruce is the only person that is bringing numbers to each and every topic in discussion. She gets to just not say anything about numbers, and then when you have something as something like this, your answer is interesting. If you're going to be mayor of the city of Seattle. You need to know the black organizations that are here. You need to know the immigrant organizations that are here. Who are they? So when I see that and I hear that answer of interesting, it is an automatic buzzword to me. And it's funny that the mayor, he goes on to say interesting because that's what stood out to me. That felt like this isn't really, I find that interesting. I'll have to just find out more about it. Find out more about it.
Yeah, it's just non-committal.
Find out more about it.
Yeah,
just to be clear on what the mayor's proposing is $80 million. He calls it the Anti-Displacement and Reparations Housing Fund. It's supposed to focus on, financial support programs, down payment, closing fee assistance, rental assistance, and loans, to help families that were impacted by redlining.
Like in places like, especially what
The
G has
Central
brought
District,
up, the Central
And
District.
G, when you say interesting as a buzzword, do you mean, well, I would criticize that, but I don't want to come across as seeming like I'm against the black community.
Because I'm in the Black Media Matters studio at Converge.
And by the way, 425 comes in. I know this is an opinion talk show, but try to be less hostile towards Katie. I'm glad you bring that up, 425. And I want to just say this since we're talking. The number one reason why Bruce Harrell absolutely was dominant, he was dominant in that debate. And I'll tell you why, Ursula. Because the one thing that happens for people like us, it's real easy for us to get emotional. Bruce Harrell did not raise his voice, not one time. Because even if he's right and he raises his voice with facts, people tune out because of the way it looks. That's why Bruce was dominant. He was dominant in that performance because he was hitting her with answers. He was hitting her with numbers. And she, every time a question would come, she wouldn't answer the dang on question.
Well, here's one she did answer, and you may agree with her answer, G.
Okay.
So here's where there may be a point of agreement with candidate Wilson. Mayor Harrell proposing a sales tax increase for police safety, 0.01%, however you say those numbers. Ms. Candidate Wilson disagrees with that approach and is proposing a capital gains tax. Most of the taxes she's been proposing have been what they call the progressive taxes, the ones that are least harmful for those who make less money. So this one would be something that would target upper income Seattle City residents, which, G, you're typically for.
Okay, I'm glad you bring that up.
Yes.
I am typically for the capital gains tax, but that answer was given about support of police officers. I'll raise my hand. You ready for this? I have never said defund the police. Has Katie Wilson ever said defund the police?
She called for a 50% reduction in the police force.
Does she still feel that way?
She said she does not feel that way anymore. Okay. Last night, she said she wants adequate police staffing, but again, would not define. Well, she did not define how much, and that's something that the mayor called her out on for.
Exactly, because she won't answer those things.
What is her plan on public safety? And how does it differ from Mayor Harrell?
I think how you define public safety, a big difference is that those cameras that were just approved, we asked her specifically, would you support what they're putting in place? She would not. She said she would not, most likely would not. Ooh. And on school resource officers or police officers in schools, that was another one where she said would not be a supporter of that. So those are two very different viewpoints. Yes. And I think it's very clear for people based on a number of factors, those included.
Where else did you see such a distinct difference between the two of them in your questioning last night?
I think, the way they go about taxes in terms of how you address people who are the people maybe who don't want to go into a shelter, that particular place. Let's see. We talked about the cameras. I think those were the main ones. Am I missing anything?
No.
I don't think so. Those were the main differences.
Yeah. I want to play this sound. And, this is the time where Katie Wilson said, she talked about the current approach isn't working. And if there's one thing I've learned, it is really easy to sit back and say, what isn't working? Here's what happens.
Here's what happens.
We do need more tiny house villages. And part of how I envision creating 4,000 new units is actually filling some of those empty studio units in affordable housing buildings that are currently vacant. Currently the approach that the mayor's administration is taking is pushing people around the city without actually getting them inside. And that really contributes to our public safety crisis as well, because now you have people who aren't even sleeping in a tent and they've been destabilized. So if they're dealing with substance use disorder or mental illness, instead of sleeping in a tent, maybe they're sleeping in the doorway of a small business.
So part of the challenge with that response is it's one thing for affordable housing for people, let's say, who have a job and can pay, versus your housing first model of someone who may be facing addiction or mental illness. If you go put that person in an affordable housing unit, that's often why those people leave.
Right.
Because at least the people who have lived in those, say you bring in someone who's addicted to drugs, they're having a mental breakdown, and combine those with people who are stable and working. They're the firefighter, the grocery store worker, and you put those two worlds together, and it can drive those who are paying the rent out.
Right.
Does that make sense? So that's I appreciate the response of we do have those, because Ursula, let me give you context. We have about 11% of our affordable housing units sitting empty right now. And so her proposal is take some of the homeless and put them, that people are concerned that will create a safety issue for the rest of the residents there. I'm not sure that's the solution.
Yeah, that would be a safety consideration. Wow, there's a lot more. I know that they're having a lot of these debates, but it sounded like you did an amazing job.
You were amazing, Angela.
Thank you.
I'm for real. Come on.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. I know you'll love the sports analogy. Debates, it's like a big game, right? And you go back and you look at the tape and you think, oh, okay, that was a good play. Okay, I need to, so you always look at how you can get better. But at the end of the day, what was most important is that people were able to learn who these candidates are. And I think that if you watch the full thing, it's very clear where each of them stands politically.
Well, and I think it's important for people to start paying attention, because I think a lot of my opinion, and this is an opinion, I think a lot of the vote for Katie came from this idea we don't like what's going on in Seattle and we're just going to vote the incumbent out. But you got to understand who is the opponent. If you read about the opponent and you still love those options, great.
Okay, we got to get out of here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agree to disagree next.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things are about to change, and some things aren't. If you ride without a Good to Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
With football season comes cooler weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here. Call on locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington to tackle your project. Their wide selection of windows and doors always beats the competition, and they'll give you top-notch customer service with no trick plays. Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
One thing I love about Carter Subaru is you can really feel their roots in this community. I drive an Outback that I bought there. I still remember how impressed I was by their service. And that kind of care is rare, but it is Carter Subaru's standard. You're going to notice it on the roads as well. Those Carter Subaru license plates are everywhere. You'll notice them all across Western Washington, and that is because many people, other than me, trust them as well, and they keep coming back. Carter Subaru also gives you something no one else can, which is the biggest Subaru selection in Washington. We're talking about more than 800 vehicles that are ready to fit your lifestyle, whether it's for commuting, camping, or hauling the kids' gear all across town. And right now, the savings are huge. 0% financing on the 2025 Subaru Outback or 2.9% financing on the 2025 Crosstrek for 48 months. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, documentary service fee may be added to the sale or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. Max amount finance is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 9/30/25.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Gunfire at an ICE facility in Dallas today. Police Chief Daniel Como.
We had 4 individuals that were shot, 2 of them deceased, including the shooter. The DPD was able to locate the shooter, who was deceased.
No officers were injured. The FBI says rounds found near the shooter were marked with messages he described as anti-ICE in nature. Jimmy Kimmel delivered his first monologue since being suspended for comments about the Republican response to the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
You understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
In a social media post, President Trump said he was surprised Kimmel is back, saying the White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. While the economy was a strength for the president in his first term, things have changed. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
During President Trump's first term, the economy was what drove up his approval numbers the most. But according to a new AP NORC poll, his approval is now relatively low on the economy at just 37%.
There's concern over the long-term impact of his tariff policies. Washington State is taking in less money than it used to. The latest revenue forecast shows a $903 million drop through 2029.
That drop is since the previous forecast back in June. Dave Reich is the state's chief economist.
Generally, as we've been saying for a while, the U.S. and Washington economies continue to transition to slower growth. We're seeing slower GDP growth and slower employment growth here in Washington.
The forecast helps shape the state budget, and officials say they're watching closely as Governor Ferguson's team prepares a supplemental proposal. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell is proposing an $8.9 billion budget for 2026. It avoids layoffs and leaves the city's rainy day fund untouched, but it raises taxes. Budget Director Dan Eder says the B&O tax would increase for larger companies. For the rest,
the B&O tax proposal, the biggest move here in the budget, provides tax relief or entirely exempts 90% of current B&O taxpayers.
Harrell also wants to hike the sales tax by 0.1%. The sales tax in Seattle is already more than 10%. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 140 points, NASDAQ off 104. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. ProSculpt has our update. Let's start you with our update in Pacific, northbound 167, where you're down to one lane just before Ellingson Road due to this bridge strike that occurred last evening. So crews are assessing the damage to determine the next step. Right now, we're looking at a 3 to 4 mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting in Sumner. Plan on 15 to 20 minutes to make your way through this. Over in Ording, both directions of State Route 162 are closed near 149th Street Court East. This is near the golf course. Northbound, you're in a 1.5 mile backup. Southbound drivers are in a 3 mile bumper-to-bumper backup. No estimated time to reopen this. Here in Seattle, South 5 heavy through Northgate. You'll thin out near Lake City Way. Linwood to Seattle's at 25 minutes. And eastbound 90 is packed across Mercer Island from road work. ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Sunshine with highs in the mid-70s today. It's 63 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It's time for us to agree to disagree, which is brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
Cougar sighting had a couple of Pierce County schools on alert yesterday. Kopachuk Middle School and Voyager Elementary went into a modified lockdown after word spread about a mountain lion chasing a deer near Gig Harbor. So no outdoor recess for the kids because of a cougar sighting. So I have to ask, this is a new one. I haven't seen a school locked down for cougars. Ursula, if a cougar has been seen, quote, in the area chasing a deer, if your kids are in that school, are you like, put them indoors, keep my babies safe, or do you want them going outside for recess?
I am not allowing them to go for recess until I am given the all clear. Are you kidding me? We are building schools in areas where... Yeah, I mean, we're going into their habitat. Yeah. So I would take every precaution possible. That doesn't, I mean, lockdown has a specific meaning. It doesn't mean that, all the blinds are drawn and they're hunkering down. It just means, can't go to recess right now. And I would rather be safe than sorry. I mean, you got to remember, though, I'm the person who freaked out when I encountered a coyote.
Yeah, I'd freak out, too. Chef, what was a cougar chasing?
A deer.
Tell you right now, if that happened, I wouldn't date her. Now listen, when it comes out to, I needed that one. Yes. I'm. There's no way I'm letting the kids outside. If there's a big cat in the neighborhood, I'm letting the kids stay inside. I'm just going ahead and take caution. Plus, you have other people's kids. This isn't like some kind of choice that you can have on your own. My good friend Sarah wasn't scared when she saw the little the coyote and all that kind of stuff. But some people are. So when you have other people's kids, go ahead and keep them in the house. In the school.
I think this is ridiculous. If a cougar is chasing a deer, it has prey already. There's no way that a cougar is going into a closed campus where the entire playground is surrounded by fencing. Every single school.
You didn't give us that detail.
Well, I mean, this is how it is at every single school. The fencing is so ridiculous at places that you often have to walk like a quarter mile around in order to use the one entrance. I'm talking about Voyager up in Woodway, the old Edmonds Woodway High School. Like, it is hard to get onto school campuses these days.
So why do you think they did it?
Liability. And that is how we approach so many things in our society these days. It drives me nuts. Like, some schools will ban homemade baked goods from classes if your kid has a birthday because what about the liability if a kid gets sick? Like, the swimming pools are taking out diving boards because what about the liability?
Chef.
And we're so worried about getting sued these days. And it's like,
that's for a real reason.
Because that's what everybody's doing now.
Yes.
Everybody wants to sue you. At least admit this, Chef. Admit this. Your threshold for things outside and things that you're fearful of outside are different from my delegation.
For any delegation. I think Chef is just... Oh, no. 253 says, I agree with you, Chef. But Kim and Renton says, that cougar is hungry. Keep the kids inside. But then Gary, otherwise known as Bubba, says, big cats don't want to eat people. We don't taste good.
Gary,
so now I'm thoroughly confused.
Gary, for real, Gary, do they really call you Bubba? Seriously, Gary, text in and let us know. If they call you Bubba, why? Text in why they call you Bubba.
But Dave, okay, Gee, just like you, I don't see what the problem is. I saw a cougar on Pioneer Square the other day chasing a 20-something-year-old college student.
Have y'all ever seen in scary movies? We be running. Go ahead, Chef. What you got?
All right. Major League Baseball voted to bring on the robot umps starting next season. So if you're wondering how this works, it's not like there's some machine behind the plate. There's still an umpire that calls balls and strikes, but the players and managers get to challenge 2 calls per game, and then they're reviewed with the automatic ball and strike system. Gee, it's been tested for years in the minors. What do you think about bringing in the robots to make the calls on challenges?
I don't like it because I know what this means.
What?
It's on par. It's tracking the same way everything else is tracking in our country. We got Waymo that's going to be coming here. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right now, there are still humans that are in charge. Humans. And humans get to make a decision on if they want to replace another human with a computer. We saw 15,000 replaced recently by a big company here locally. And after they replaced them, they were able to make a huge, actually $25 billion in profit in a quarter. Chef, this right here is going to just take away that whole element of, I think that was a strike. No, man, that was a ball. I don't know. Like, sometimes that's part of sports. And it just will make me sad that we're just doing away with all that, and that's just going to do away with a lot of jobs.
Well, wouldn't that make baseball even more tedious? And I'm not trying to denigrate the sport because right now Mariners are red hot and it's really exciting. But aren't they trying to make the game more interesting? And part of that for me is seeing how umps work and having that element, like how quickly they have to call the balls and strikes and all that kind of stuff. I just feel like, would it slow it down? I would love to know. I mean, I guess I want to know from baseball experts.
I don't think it'd slow it down that much.
Nick, would it be better? AI?
It would probably make the game more fair, yeah. I think the whole drama of arguing with the umpire would be gone, which people like the tradition of that, but it would make it more accurate of a game.
I wish they'd take that box off the screen that shows where the pitch tracked on the plate. Because that's where this all came from, is everybody knows that's a ball. Everybody knows that's a strike, and the ump somehow can't see it. I don't like it.
Rob in Puyallup says, objectively, I love this. I'm tired of cruddy umps interfering with the game. Well,
sometimes it goes your way, though.
Nick and Paul's both said, gee, I'm Bubba, too. You know what's interesting? I've never met a Bubba in my life. Have you, Ursula? I never met a Bubba.
No.
See?
Only in the movies.
Thank you. Nick, you ever met a Bubba in real life?
Only in Forrest Gump, yeah. Just in the movies.
See? Chef, you ever met a Bubba?
No.
Yeah, there's no Bubbas in Edmonds.
Shrimp gumbo, shrimp on the Barbie.
Hey, we got text messages, feedback. Let's see if Ursula can fit Bubba in the words to live by. Gee and Ursula.
Hey, that energy, that sensation we're all feeling right now, that's playoff fever.
Let's just talk about these Mariners.
They're the talk of the town.
They've won 14 of 15 games.
Can we just talk about that catch by Robles?
A season-saving catch by Victor Robles.
KIRO Newsradio has all the Mariners buzz.
It's just kind of unbelievable.
And our partner Seattle Sports has the games. Listen free on the Seattle Sports app.
I have truly been blessed with a long career and a family I just adore. And as I look ahead, I don't want to only have a comfortable retirement. I want to be able to leave a legacy. And Trajan Wealth makes that possible. Alongside financial planning, they offer estate services, helping with wills, living trusts, and strategies to reduce taxes and avoid probate. And that way, the people I love won't be left with all the red tape and stress when I'm gone. That will truly be a gift in my heart. And I never thought much about estate planning when I was younger, but now I see it as one of the most important gifts that I can leave behind. And Trajan Wealth will make it easy by coordinating it all under one roof. If you've ever wondered what legacy that you can leave, Trajan can help you make a plan that reflects your values and protects your family. To find out how they can help you, call Trajan Wealth today at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's Trajan spelled Trajan. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
After 35 years in the window industry, I know choosing the right team for your window or door project is a big decision. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Treating your home with care while offering top quality products is important to me. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards, reduce noise by up to 50%, and feature low maintenance clean glass technology. Combined with our leading leak armor installation and lifetime warranty, you get protection for life. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again, never develop cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Ursula Reutin here. I'm a repeat customer of Carter Subaru because they have the largest selection of Subarus in our state. Carter Subaru has the vehicle you've been searching for, including more than 250 Subaru Crosstreks starting at 1.9% financing for 48 months on approved credit. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, documentary service fee may be added to the sale or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. Max amount finance is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 9/30/25.
I just learned 10% of our electricity in Washington comes from nuclear energy.
I've heard it's reliable and has a small footprint, but what about the waste?
It's not what you might think. No overflowing dumpsters or leaking barrels. Used fuel is safely stored in solid form after powering homes, schools, and businesses for years. All nuclear power plants in the U.S. store their used fuel responsibly to protect the environment.
Where can I learn more?
You can learn about nuclear energy and used fuel at energy-northwest.com. Energy Northwest, powering our clean energy future.
It's G. Scott. School's back, and it's time to rally for the campaign to keep kids healthy. Donate at Safeway checkout to help families afford fresh fruits and veggies. With SNAP Produce Match, every dollar goes twice as far. Learn more at your neighborhood Safeway.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on Sunday, October 5th. Head to the KIRO News Radio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO News Radio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, September 23rd through September 29th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
The show went by fast today, but this week is going by slow. It is supposed to be Friday today. The fact that it is Wednesday, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Ursula, before you get to the text messages, Bubba has been a thing. And by the way, I just want to say, see, that's what I'm saying. I learn every single day. You all are texting in about Bubba. And this one text came in, and this is something I never thought about. 206 says, Bubba often originates from childhood when the older sibling, who is still young, mispronounces brother.
I did not know that.
I
bet a lot of people who've given the
sense.
nickname Bubba don't even know that. Because for some people, it's just like Bubba. Like in my mind, whenever I think of Bubba, I think of Bubblicious. Hate to say it.
By the way, just so you guys know, the reason why I locked in on Bubba, I think it's a dope name.
It is kind of cool.
It is a cool name. So that's why I locked in on Bubba. Go ahead.
Well, our top story today was that the Mariners are going to be playing in October. Joel in Big Lake says what makes this playoff run even sweeter is the fact that Dan Wilson is leading us there.
Yeah. What else you got, Ursula?
Susan in Kent says the team has the talent and a manager that believes in winning. Great baseball game from both teams. Really hope this is our destiny to the World Series this season. And then Nikki says, who didn't cry last night, honestly? Love that.
Hey, Ursula. What are you willing to sacrifice, give up for the Mariners to win a World Series? Nick, I'm going to come to you next. What are you willing to sacrifice?
This is a big one. I would give up Diet Barks root beer for a month.
That ain't no sacrifice,
That's
Ursula.
a sacrifice.
Just a month.
Okay, I'll give it 3 months. It's actually better if I don't want to say forever because that would be a lot.
Nick, what would you give up for Mariners World Series?
That is a tough one. I would say something along like the lines of like sugar, like Ursula was saying, or even just like the fact of not being able to go to any Mariners games the following year. I would give that up if they won the World Series. That's a good sacrifice.
Okay, I'll do that too because I only went to one this year.
That's
I'll do that
easy
too.
for you though, Ursula.
I'd go more if I got more tickets.
Sean in Parkland said prison.
You go to prison? Sean, no. My friend, no.
Nikki said she'd give up her phone for a week.
Oh,
hey,
there
Nikki.
you go. There you go.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't give up my phone for a week.
I wouldn't buy a new perfume for a month. Okay, let's move on. Richard Sherman getting deferral for his second DUI. Mike on Stevens Pass said, I made a mistake a few years ago and I got a DUI. It was my first and only one. And yes, I was guilty. I pleaded guilty at my first court date. I served 45 days in jail with 15 days off for good behavior. I was on home monitoring for 90 days and on probation for 5 years. I paid over $15,000 in fines, court fees, and mandatory alcohol and drug treatment classes. I didn't have the money for an expensive attorney, and the court-appointed one knew very little about what was going on. I thought I was doing the right thing by pleading guilty, but the judge didn't see it that way and sentenced me to the maximum amount for a first DUI.
Can I mention something? Because we get a lot of text messages like, hey, gee, those commercials you do. It's important for everyone to have good representation. And the idea that you would get 45 days in jail, $15,000 in fines, etc., for a first offense like that, I don't think that's right.
No. Yeah, what is important to illustrate too is, yes, everyone deserves good representation, and the other thing is what you say all the time.
The criminal justice system is for the rich and guilty instead of the innocent and poor.
Yep. Okay, I need to mention one thing. If you missed our interview with former Sheriff of King County, John Urquhart, in the 10 o'clock hour.
That was really good.
It was really, really good, and I just strongly recommend that you listen to it on our podcast.
All right, Ursula, it's time.
I need to mention Andrea in Lake Taps. Listening to Mr. Urquhart makes me feel safe in the way that President Obama did. Leadership like this is missed, and I want to hope that one day we will get back to leadership that is intelligent, caring, honest, trustworthy, and has integrity. Love listening to him and all of you.
Come as you are. Words lived by.
Catherine Pulsifer has this quote: no matter who we are, no matter how successful, no matter what our situation, compassion is something that we all need to receive and to give.
Come on. That was fire, Ursula. Nick?
Well, yes, they sealed the deal last night and punched their ticket in, and it was nice to see the Mariners celebrate that win, but just treat this as the appetizer, teasing all the fans before main courses get revealed with playoff games in hand. But if you filled up on the bread and chips before the meal, it's better than G spilling the food, not hitting record on his reel. That dish was completely dropped for G last night at the park.
Someone helped you out. You got a nice video.
Oh, I did get help. Ursula, good stuff today.
Thank you.
Would you agree this week going slow?
We're just working extra hard for all of you. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Ursula knows. You know what?
Yes. We're working really hard.
If there was a person in your life that is the definition of come as you are, Ursula. Ursula is the ultimate. Well, come as you are. It doesn't matter. It's
true.
No judgment.
It's true.
Hey, thanks, Chef. Appreciate you, bro. Nick, appreciate you.
You too.
Hey, the Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Hey, we'll do this again tomorrow. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's SHIBA program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
Considering selling your home or downsizing? Visit themadronagroup.com for no obligation counsel. The Madrona Group's team of John L. Scott experts makes it easy, guiding you best pricing and timing, maximizing your profit with smart technology and unparalleled integrity. 5-star reviews and industry best according to Zillow, Google, Yelp, Facebook, and Redfin. This Saturday, hear the Madrona Group's Jason Fox on KIRO Newsradio's Home Matters. Maximize your home sale. Visit themadronagroup.com.
Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-497-0593. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-497-0593. That's 800-497-0593. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
KIRO FM.